There are products that change trends, and then there are those that redefine what luxury can mean on the street. Every decade brings one or two that remind people why style still matters, not because it is practical, but because it speaks to something emotional, something that connects craft to culture. When a classic silhouette returns with modern precision, the result can ignite new attention in a space many thought was already saturated. That is exactly what happened this year, as one particular two-wheeler arrived on American shores, sparking curiosity far beyond the scooter crowd. It is a story of heritage meeting technology, of timeless design dressed in 21st century engineering, and of how exclusivity can still turn heads without shouting for attention. Today, we are diving deep into how a handcrafted Italian masterpiece is reshaping what luxury mobility looks like in the United States. Stick around, hit like and subscribe, and tell us in the comments which icon you want us to break down next. The Vespa 946-2024 enters the American market carrying a reputation that few scooters could ever match. It is a limited edition evolution of a name that defined post-war Italian style. To understand why the 946 matters now, we have to step back and see what Vespa has meant over the decades. The original Vespa was never about raw power, it was about freedom, design, and simplicity at a time when mobility meant opportunity. The 946-2024 is built on that legacy but presented like a collector's item. Its production process is closer to fashion than assembly, each unit crafted with hand-welded aluminum and finished with the kind of detail that makes it feel more couture than commuter. The Vespa 946-2024 also marks a significant shift in how the brand defines luxury. Instead of chasing higher engine displacement or aggressive styling, it leans into purity. The designers preserved the floating seat, the clean lines, and the understated curves that recall mid-century elegance. Yet every visible surface has been reimagined with precision machining, brushed metal edges, and seamless digital integration. It does not try to mimic cars or high-performance bikes, it refines the scooter into something sculptural, quiet, and unmistakably premium. This is not an easy balance to strike. The Vespa 946-2024 had to meet modern emissions and safety standards while keeping its hand-built charm. Each component went through a separate production run, with panels shaped using low-volume dies and verified manually before final paint. That process adds cost but also ensures individuality. No two scooters are absolutely identical. In a market that measures success by mass output, Vespa deliberately chose scarcity as part of the story. It invites comparison to boutique watchmaking or bespoke tailoring. For American buyers, this positioning is interesting because it places the Vespa 946-2024 in a space that has barely existed before, a luxury scooter with true collector appeal. It appeals to people who already have sports cars but want something expressive for urban movement. It also speaks to design enthusiasts who value sustainability through longevity rather than disposable consumption. Vespa is effectively saying that luxury can be sustainable if it is built to last and to be appreciated, not just consumed. Technically, the Vespa 946-2024 delivers a refined version of the 155 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine, tuned for smoothness and balance. The real innovation is not power but consistency. It uses electronic fuel injection for optimal response, automatic transmission for accessibility, and ABS for security. LED lighting throughout the frame elevates both safety and presence. The chassis combines steel and aluminum for rigidity without losing the light handling that makes city riding effortless. The result is performance that feels composed rather than explosive, grace over aggression. The Vespa 946-2024 styling communicates that same message. Every detail looks designed to age gracefully. The rounded front fairing, minimalist instrumentation, and stitched leather seat all recall Italian craftsmanship. Yet beneath the heritage form is a deeply modern core, with an onboard computer capable of self-diagnostics and data collection. Even the analog-style gauge is digital beneath its glass face, blending nostalgia with connectivity. This harmony between past and present is why the 946 stands out. Culturally, Vespa has always carried symbolism. In Italy, it represented rebirth after hardship. In the United States, it became a marker of individuality, used in films, fashion campaigns, and art. The Vespa 946-2024 reclaims that role by treating design as narrative. Every curve tells a story about where mobility began and where it might go next. It suggests that even in an age of automation and mass production, human touch can still elevate an object into something meaningful. For Vespa, this launch also signals a new direction in marketing. The company is not targeting only traditional riders, it is reaching collectors, aesthetes, and those who see transport as personal expression. The advertising focuses on craftsmanship and heritage rather than speed or utility. That is a bold choice in a marketplace where most campaigns push specifications. Vespa's belief is that emotion sells longer than numbers, and the Vespa 946-2024 is built entirely around that philosophy. Still, it is worth asking how this strategy plays out commercially. The American scooter market is niche compared to Europe or Asia. Price sensitivity is high, and brand loyalty is fragmented. Yet Vespa's approach is to treat the 946 as a halo model, drawing attention to its brand values rather than volume sales. By anchoring perception at the high end, it gives credibility and aspiration to its broader range. It becomes a symbol, a reference point that enhances everything below it. The Vespa 946-2024 also benefits from a timing advantage. As urbanization continues and electric mobility becomes mainstream, people are rethinking the scale of their vehicles. Scooters offer efficiency and convenience without the footprint of a car. The 946's premium image allows those who once dismissed scooters as purely functional to reconsider them as lifestyle statements. In that sense, Vespa is not just selling a scooter, it is reframing how personal transport can look in a design-conscious world. There is also a generational layer. Younger professionals increasingly value experiences over possessions, but when they do buy, they want authenticity. The Vespa 946-2024 embodies that ideal. It is both a throwback and a statement piece, a link to heritage and a nod to modern taste. Its high price is not a deterrent but part of its appeal. It signals that simplicity, when executed perfectly, can command as much respect as complexity. What sets the Vespa 946-2024 apart even further is its focus on tactility. The leather seat is hand-stitched, the handlebar grips use premium materials, even the paint finish is applied in multiple coats and polished by hand. These small decisions add up to a sensory experience that photos cannot fully capture. When you sit on it, you feel the weight distribution, the precision of the levers, and the balance that comes from decades of refinement. That physical connection reinforces why the 946 matters. It brings craftsmanship back to the everyday commute. There is irony in calling something so refined a scooter, but that is part of the intrigue. The Vespa 946-2024 defies categorization. It is not an electric bicycle, not a motorcycle, not quite a collector car. It sits in between categories, which is exactly where cultural shifts often begin. It represents a form of urban mobility that values design and restraint over volume and noise. In that sense, it is a mirror of changing luxury tastes worldwide. When viewed alongside mass-market scooters, the 946 feels like a concept model that escaped into reality. Every part seems too detailed to be practical, yet it is entirely functional. The challenge for Vespa was to ensure that this artistry did not compromise reliability. The engineering team reinforced suspension geometry, improved cooling efficiency, and refined ride ergonomics. The goal was a seamless experience that matched the elegance of its design. The result is a scooter that feels both rare and ready to be used daily. The Vespa 946-2024 is not just a visual statement, its engineering underpins every curve and surface, blending tradition with technology in ways few expect from a scooter. Beneath its sculpted aluminum body lies a chassis designed for lightness and rigidity, allowing confident handling without sacrificing comfort. The suspension geometry is tuned for urban streets, absorbing bumps while maintaining balance during cornering, and the braking system employs modern ABS to ensure security without detracting from the minimalist aesthetics. Each element has been optimized to reflect the same philosophy as the design itself: understated performance, not aggressive power. It is a reminder that engineering can be invisible yet critical, working quietly to support the experience rather than overshadow it. The heart of the Vespa 946-2024 is its 155 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine, a modest displacement by motorcycle standards but calibrated to deliver smooth, consistent power. Unlike larger scooters or motorcycles that rely on brute force, the 946 prioritizes refinement. Electronic fuel injection guarantees precise combustion and fuel economy, while the automatic transmission ensures accessibility for riders of all skill levels. The result is a machine that feels alive and responsive but never harsh or intimidating. Every acceleration is measured, every deceleration controlled, which reinforces the sense that the rider is in command of an artisanal creation rather than just a vehicle. The Vespa 946 2024's electronics are subtle but transformative. LED lighting illuminates without glare, providing visibility that complements safety and style. Its onboard diagnostic system allows owners to monitor performance and maintenance needs with minimal fuss, embedding modern convenience into a classic package. Even the traditionally analog dashboard has been reimagined to integrate digital functionality while preserving the retro appeal. This synergy between old and new creates a sense of continuity, a bridge connecting decades of Vespa heritage to a contemporary audience. Material selection plays a crucial role in the 946's engineering story. Aluminum, steel, and premium composites are chosen for durability, weight savings, and aesthetic harmony. Panels are hand-fitted and polished, ensuring that each scooter is unique. The leather seat, hand-stitched, resists wear while adding tactile warmth to the riding experience. These choices are not just cosmetic, they affect ride quality, balance, and the subtle feedback riders receive through touch and motion. Every detail reinforces the idea that the 946-2024 is designed to be appreciated on multiple sensory levels. The ergonomics of the Vespa 946-2024 are also carefully considered. Foot placement, handlebar reach, and seat height are calibrated to accommodate a wide range of riders while preserving the iconic stance of the scooter. Unlike competitors who prioritize raw speed or aggressive posture, the 946 emphasizes ease and elegance. The result is a machine that invites repeated use without fatigue, allowing owners to experience the city and surrounding landscapes in a composed, comfortable manner. Reliability is another cornerstone. Although production is limited, each Vespa 946-2024 undergoes rigorous quality control to ensure that the craftsmanship does not come at the cost of function. The engine is stress-tested for thermal stability, components are evaluated under vibration and load, and every finishing process is inspected. This meticulous approach ensures that riders experience the artistry of the scooter without compromise, blending aesthetic perfection with mechanical confidence. The Vespa 946-2024 also illustrates how scarcity can enhance perceived value. By producing a limited number of units, Vespa reinforces the idea that luxury is not about ubiquity but about individuality. Each scooter becomes a collector's item, carrying a serial number that signifies uniqueness. This exclusivity is more than marketing, it is integral to the philosophy behind the vehicle, aligning with a modern understanding of luxury as personal expression rather than mass ownership. In contrast to mass-market scooters, the 946-2024 exists in a space where design and mechanics intersect with culture. It is not trying to compete on horsepower or maximum speed, it competes on emotional resonance and attention to detail. The tactile, visual, and even olfactory experiences of riding it are curated to evoke admiration and connection. When riders engage with the scooter, they are interacting with more than transport, they are interacting with an emblem of heritage, engineering excellence, and deliberate design. From a performance perspective, the 946's lightweight frame and precise handling create a riding experience that feels agile and fluid. City streets, tight corners, and stop-and-go traffic become exercises in balance and control rather than tests of brute force. The scooter communicates responsiveness through subtle feedback in the handlebars and footrests, allowing the rider to intuitively adjust for comfort and stability. This design philosophy ensures that every ride is both safe and pleasurable. Another notable aspect is the Vespa 946 2024's environmental awareness. While it is not fully electric, the engine meets contemporary emissions standards and is optimized for fuel efficiency. This approach aligns with a growing trend in premium mobility, where sustainability is valued alongside performance and aesthetics. The 946 demonstrates that it is possible to honor tradition while engaging with modern environmental expectations, creating a model that is future-conscious without compromising identity. Maintenance and ownership experience are equally considered. The 946-2024 provides accessible service intervals and user-friendly diagnostics, making upkeep manageable even for those accustomed to high-end vehicles rather than scooters. Vespa's focus on support infrastructure ensures that owning this piece of Italian craftsmanship is practical as well as aspirational. The integration of convenience into a premium experience reinforces the vehicle's positioning as a statement of thoughtful design rather than fleeting indulgence. Culturally, the Vespa 946-2024 continues a long-standing dialogue between heritage and innovation. Italian design principles permeate the machine, from minimalism in the dashboard to sculpted curves that hint at the original Vespa silhouette. At the same time, it embraces 21st-century expectations for connectivity, safety, and refinement. This duality ensures that it appeals to collectors and first-time riders alike, bridging generations and market segments with a shared appreciation for quality and style. The engineering choices in the 946-2024 also highlight how subtle enhancements can redefine user experience. Suspension travel is calibrated for comfort without slop, steering responsiveness is precise without nervousness, and weight distribution balances agility with stability. Each adjustment may seem minor on paper, but collectively they transform the scooter into a platform that feels instinctively right from the first ride. This harmony between mechanical precision and user perception is the core of its appeal. The Vespa 946-2024 is more than a machine, it is a cultural statement, signaling a shift in how Americans perceive urban mobility. While scooters have historically been viewed as practical or casual transportation, the 946 elevates the category into the realm of lifestyle and design. Its presence in city streets, art galleries, and social media feeds positions it as an object of aspiration rather than necessity. By combining heritage, scarcity, and modern engineering, it has created a narrative that resonates with collectors, enthusiasts, and design-conscious consumers alike. This cultural footprint extends beyond scooters to broader conversations about personal expression and how luxury is defined in a changing market. The American luxury mobility landscape has long favored high-performance cars, motorcycles, and increasingly, electric vehicles. The Vespa 946-2024 disrupts this pattern by presenting a high-end scooter that communicates status, taste, and sophistication without relying on speed. It attracts attention not through horsepower but through detail and story. A rider is instantly recognized as someone who values craftsmanship, aesthetic consistency, and design heritage. In doing so, Vespa challenges competitors to reconsider what constitutes prestige on two wheels, proving that cultural relevance can coexist with practicality. Social perception also plays a key role. The Vespa 946-2024 appears in curated settings that emphasize art, fashion, and lifestyle. It is photographed alongside minimalistic urban architecture, in coffee districts, and during curated events where design and mobility intersect. These appearances reinforce the idea that the scooter is more than transportation. It is an accessory, a moving statement of taste. Riders and collectors experience not just utility but cultural validation, which enhances the appeal of ownership. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 946-2024 is how it appeals across demographics. Millennials and Gen Z riders, who often prioritize experiences over possessions, are drawn to its story and exclusivity. Older enthusiasts, familiar with Vespa's historical significance, appreciate its refinement and continuity. This cross-generational appeal highlights how design and heritage can bridge age gaps, creating a product that feels simultaneously contemporary and timeless. It also demonstrates how mobility products can engage audiences beyond traditional automotive buyers, expanding cultural reach. The limited production of the Vespa 946-2024 intensifies its cultural impact. Scarcity generates conversation and desire. It becomes a status symbol precisely because it is not ubiquitous. The numbered units and meticulous assembly process create a sense of ownership that extends beyond the vehicle itself. Buyers are acquiring an experience, a connection to Italian craftsmanship, and a visual statement, rather than just a scooter. This scarcity-driven narrative aligns with broader trends in luxury goods, where rarity and storytelling enhance value. In addition, the Vespa 946-2024 has influenced American design conversations. Its careful balance of nostalgia and modernity demonstrates that urban mobility can be elegant, sustainable, and expressive. Other manufacturers have taken note, reconsidering how premium features can be integrated into compact urban vehicles. Vespa has, in effect, set a benchmark for design-led mobility, showing that refinement, rather than size or power, can dictate desirability. The 946's success signals that cultural resonance is as crucial as engineering in determining market impact. Cultural symbolism also comes through in media representation. The Vespa 946-2024 appears in fashion photography, lifestyle editorials, and social media campaigns, all of which highlight its aesthetic appeal. Its image conveys sophistication and intentionality, distinguishing it from vehicles that rely solely on performance claims. This presence reinforces the idea that luxury scooters can be cultural artifacts, influencing not only how people move but how they interpret design in everyday life. Urban practicality intersects with cultural significance in ways that enhance the 946's appeal. Riders discover that the scooter is not merely a decorative object, it functions efficiently in city environments. Its lightweight frame, responsive handling, and compact footprint make it ideal for congested streets and tight parking situations. The combination of usability and artistry creates an experience that feels holistic. It is both functional and culturally expressive, illustrating how design-conscious mobility can transform daily life. The Vespa 946-2024 also encourages conversations around sustainable luxury. While maintaining a combustion engine, it meets stringent emissions standards and is optimized for fuel efficiency. This attention to environmental responsibility enhances its relevance to modern buyers who are increasingly mindful of impact. By marrying sustainability with artisanal quality, Vespa demonstrates that responsible design can coexist with luxury, establishing a new paradigm for premium urban transport. Social media amplification has been key to spreading the 946's influence. Images and videos of the scooter, often set against curated cityscapes or fashion-forward environments, generate engagement beyond traditional automotive audiences. Owners share experiences not just of riding but of owning an object of design significance, turning the Vespa 946-2024 into a conversation starter. This organic visibility enhances cultural legitimacy, allowing the scooter to resonate with people who may never have considered premium scooters before. Collaborations and partnerships further reinforce the scooter's cultural standing. Limited edition accessories, design collaborations, and lifestyle-oriented events associate the Vespa 946-2024 with broader creative communities. These initiatives emphasize that the scooter is part of a design ecosystem rather than an isolated product. The resulting perception is that ownership is about participation in a lifestyle and aesthetic narrative, which deepens emotional engagement and brand loyalty. Moreover, the Vespa 2024 reflects a subtle democratization of luxury. While high-end sports cars remain financially inaccessible to many, the 946 offers a slice of premium experience in a smaller, approachable package. Its price and exclusivity make it aspirational yet tangible, demonstrating that urban mobility can carry prestige without necessitating extreme wealth. This positioning contributes to its cultural resonance, showing that luxury can be inclusive without losing sophistication. Critically, the Vespa 946 2024 reinforces the idea that small-scale design interventions can have outsized cultural influence. Its meticulous construction, aesthetic coherence, and thoughtful engineering encourage competitors and adjacent industries to consider the power of detail. In a crowded market, the 946 demonstrates that differentiation comes from intention, authenticity, and narrative integration rather than raw performance metrics. The Vespa 946 2024 stands as a synthesis of design, engineering, and cultural resonance, showing that a scooter can be far more than transportation. Its handcrafted aluminum body, precision-engineered 155 cubic centimeters engine, and carefully calibrated suspension demonstrate that functionality and artistry can coexist seamlessly. By balancing nostalgia with modernity, Vespa has created a vehicle that appeals to collectors, design enthusiasts, and urban riders seeking refinement. The limited production enhances desirability, transforming the scooter into a statement piece and a collectible, while the thoughtful materials and ergonomic considerations ensure every ride is comfortable, responsive, and engaging. From a cultural perspective, the Vespa 946 2024 has successfully repositioned scooters in the American market. Where scooters were once seen as practical or utilitarian, this model elevates the category to lifestyle and expression. Its presence in fashion photography, urban streetscapes, and social media highlights reinforces its role as a design icon, turning ownership into an experience rather than a necessity. Scarcity, heritage, and narrative create a sense of exclusivity that resonates across generations, from young professionals valuing authenticity to longtime enthusiasts appreciating continuity. The engineering behind the Vespa 946 2024 supports this cultural positioning without overshadowing it. Features such as electronic fuel injection, automatic transmission, ABS braking, and LED lighting provide safety, reliability, and convenience, while remaining discreet. The lightweight yet rigid chassis, carefully balanced ergonomics, and high-quality materials ensure a tactile and responsive experience, emphasizing grace and control rather than speed or aggression. Every technical choice serves the larger goal of enhancing the rider's connection to the scooter and the story it tells. Sustainability also plays a role in the Vespa 946 2024's appeal. Meeting modern emission standards and optimizing fuel efficiency, it reflects an understanding that modern luxury must account for environmental responsibility. This thoughtful approach aligns with broader trends in premium mobility, where owners seek products that embody values as well as style. The scooter's restrained footprint and urban adaptability further reinforce its relevance in contemporary American cities, bridging the gap between aesthetic aspiration and everyday usability. Ultimately, the Vespa 946 2024 redefines what premium mobility can mean. It combines Italian heritage, meticulous engineering, and cultural impact into a cohesive package that is functional, beautiful, and aspirational. By prioritizing design, craftsmanship, and emotional resonance over raw power or ubiquity, it illustrates a new paradigm for luxury urban transport. Riders and observers alike are reminded that sophistication, precision, and intentionality can be just as thrilling as performance metrics. The 946 proves that in 2024, mobility can be a canvas for artistry, a statement of taste, and a connection to tradition, all in one elegant, moving masterpiece.